Hey guys, so I want to show you and teach you a little bit about argument structure. So what I mean by argument structure is how you can persuade people every time that you need to. So the first off, I want to talk about what is the point of an argument. Some people think arguing is fun, some people don't, but either way, that's not the point. The point of an argument is to persuade someone. What I mean by persuade someone is to get them to change their beliefs or their actions or both. This doesn't mean that you're yelling. I think that's what we usually think of when we say argument, but in a language arts context, we just mean persuading someone to change their beliefs or actions. Now, arguments have really specific structures. So for the rest of this video, I want to talk about what that structure is. So every argument starts off with an issue or a problem. So here you can see I just have a few issues like obesity, screen time, racism, bullying, climate change. All of those are issues. They're not arguments quite yet. They're what precedes arguments. The next part of your argument, the main part of that argument, is a claim. Now, a claim comes from that issue. So we had an issue of obesity. A claim that could come from obesity then is this. Obesity is an epidemic in children due to overconsumption of sugary drinks and should therefore be regulated. What claims do to issues is that they pick a side. Each issue could have many sides, but simplified down, there's usually a pro or a con, a for or against. But you want to get to some sort of side, some sort of opinion around that issue. Now, these opinions need to be based in facts, and they also need to be arguable and believable. We're going to get to that, but they have to also have some sort of opinion in them as well. Notice that I just didn't say obesity is an epidemic in children. That is a fact. I can find evidence for it, but it's not an opinion. So the next issue we can see here is bullying. And a way we can make a claim out of bullying here is, let's just read it. Bullying laws do not do enough to prevent and punish parents of bullies and should therefore be changed this next year for all public schools to have parent penalties. So if I'm trying to persuade someone, what is the action that I want them to do? I want the laws to be changed, and the beliefs. I want the beliefs to change that the bullying laws are okay how they are. I want to persuade people to change their beliefs and their actions in that claim. So claims have to be clear, believable, and specific. What I mean by clear is easily understood. What I mean by believable is that you have to be able. One second, my kid is interrupting me here. Okay, I'm back. So they also need to be believable. It needs to be something that could actually happen. A belief or an action that somebody could actually have or do. And lastly, they need to be specific. They can't be so general that they'd be for anyone or anything. They have to have, something measurable in them as well. If I'm going to change a belief or a behavior, you have to be able to measure somehow that someone's changed their belief or their behavior. So let's look at these claims on here. First claim here, bullying is bad. What is wrong with that claim, do we think? Think about how it needs to be clear, believable, and specific. Well, first off, I think it's clear. It's believable, but it is not specific. What is bad? What am I supposed to do with that, right? Not specific. So let's see if this next one is any better. Schools should do more to stop bullying. Is that clear? Is that believable? Is that specific? Well, I think it's clear. I get what you want. I understand it. Believable, yeah. I think that's something schools could do. Specific, once again, I don't know what you want me to do. It's a little better than the first one, but it's still not there. Let's look at this last one here. Schools and lawmakers should make laws harsher. Parents of bullies should go to jail for 7 years. Well, let's look at that. Think about that. Is that clear? Is that believable? Is that specific? Well, unlike the other two, it definitely is really specific, right? We even have the number 7 years, and we got more specific and said it's schools and lawmakers and the parents and the bullies. That was very specific. Clear, it's pretty clear what you want me to do. Believable, I don't think that that's a very believable claim. You'd have a hard time getting lawmakers to agree with. So let's look at this last claim here to see if it's clear, believable, and specific. Bullying laws do not do enough to prevent and punish parents of bullies and should therefore be changed this next year for all public schools to have parent penalties. Is that clear? Is that believable? Is that specific? I think that that is the best claim on this page so far. It's very clear. I can understand it. Very believable. It doesn't have anything outrageous. And it's very specific. It talks about who, what, why, and how. The next part of an argument after your claim are the reasons you have to uphold that claim. You can't just have a claim and then walk away, mic drop, and think that you're done. You have to have reasons to support that. So let's look at some reasons here for our bullying claim. 1, children learn behavior at home. Parents need to involved in helping solve bullying. 2, schools are only around children for part of the day. Parents should be part of the solution. 3, schools teach academics and parents teach behavior, so parents must be forced to teach behavior or face a consequence. Now notice that all these reasons are based in fact. They all go with my claim. It wouldn't make much sense for me to talk about math class here in my reasons because that has nothing to do with my claim of parents and bullies and schools and lawmakers. So they need to be connected to your claim. They also need to be in a logical order, and you need to have at least 3 to really support your claim well. The next thing that you have to have for each reason is some evidence. Now, evidence is what's going to prove your case. I can't just say that parents teach behavior. I need to go out there and find some evidence outside myself because I'm not a behavior expert or a parental expert. I need to go find evidence from outside myself, from outside sources that help prove my reasons, which therefore prove my claim. So there's lots of types of evidence. One is statistical evidence. So that's like facts and figures. You could find something like, there's 10 behavior traits and 8 out of 10 are established before children are age 5, right? That would help us prove that parents are in charge of behavior. Another type of evidence that you can find is testimonial evidence. This is like stories that other people have had, examples that other people have had. This is not as strong as statistical evidence, but it's helpful. There's also other types of evidence, but we're not going to get into those right now. But either way, no matter what kind of evidence you're using, it has to be facts. It cannot be opinion. So your claim has an opinion in it, but your reasons and your evidence, those are going to be facts. The next part of your argument, almost at the end here, is called a counterclaim and a refute. Now, think about when you are having an argument with someone, or you're planning to get into a discussion with someone that you know is going to turn into some sort of argument. You usually think in your head beforehand what those people are going to say back to you. That is the counterclaim. So if you're making an argument, you want to think what the other side might argue back to you. Then what you do to prove them wrong is come up with a refute of that counterclaim. So, for example, my refute, counterclaim and refute, those are what's going to go on. Also, we have a conclusion here. You're going to restate your thesis. So, as shown above, connecting parent consequences to bullying behavior helps prevent and treat bullying behavior, and the next legislative session should pass a law for public schools. And that is how you make an effective argument.